Hey, good morning. Here
Good
from San
morning.
Diego, California, yeah, and we're about close to 70 degrees today. And how warm is it in Fort Collins, Katie?
What's that?
How warm is it in
It's
Fort
a
Collins?
balmy 38 degrees this morning.
Canadians will be still wearing shorts.
Yeah, right. Very warm here.
So we're here live today because we're going to have a little interesting topic that I've been thinking about for almost a year. Because last year, when I was working on the island, I had an opportunity to help my manager hire people
Hmm.
through reading their resume, looking at what their you know consist of, whether it be a good fit with the place or not. So it was kind of hair pulling, and we were both frustrated. So, Katie, tell us about yourself a little bit, what you do,
Okay.
and we'll start from there.
Okay. So I own a studio here in Fort Collins. It's called Amara Massage Therapy and Wellness. We staff currently 9 massage therapists, and we are, an evidence-informed practice. And that's something that's shifted over the last probably 3 years or so, kind of as I experienced my own chasm crossing that spilled over into the business and has also sort of impacted how we conduct our hiring process and just kind of our general culture as well. So in terms of resumes coming in, I can identify, because we often get a lot of resumes in, but I wouldn't say many of them are qualified, unfortunately.
Hmm. So how come you consider not qualified?
Um,
Like what mistakes they make when they compose a resume? That's the first one.
yeah. So it's either not enough detail or too much detail. So I feel like either no time was taken on the resume and it's sort of just wasn't carefully edited or wasn't really looked over, or sometimes there's just too much information. And this is often my experience where newer graduates will, sort of take that opportunity to list off every single class that they took during their sort of initial massage therapy education, which, as we know, not all of those courses are even relevant to what evidence informed care might look like. And so seeing maybe a bullet point list of 40 different topics under their skill set, it can be a little bit much in terms of
Hmm.
like, oh, do you really do all of those things? And it's often like hydrotherapy, trigger point, myofascial release, pregnancy massage, essentially all of these courses that they were exposed to during their education. But at the heart of it, they may only be interested in doing one or two of those things. But I think they want to cast a wide net in the hopes of finding a position.
Interesting. And what are some of the mistakes that when you do an interview with a new hire
Hmm.
that you often see?
Mm.
So let's go for more general. Like, what do you think
Yeah.
most spa owners or massage clinic owners would
Yeah. Yeah. Good
look for
question.
in a new hire, and
Yeah.
then narrow down to what you specifically want?
Well, I mean, I think the first mistake might be the people that don't show up for their interview. That often happens. There's a little bit of
Oh boy.
lateness kind of in our industry, so there's often that where we'll set up an interview with someone and then they just don't show up. So I think follow through is really important. Even if you discover like, oh, this place isn't going to be a good fit for me, letting them know.
Hmm.
Canceling the appointment, following through, having integrity, those are important pieces.
Hmm.
And then if you do actually show up for the interview, showing up on time, dressing professional. Again, this is another thing I think in our industry specifically. If you walk into the interview in sort of casual garb with a lot of, and this is so stereotypical, but like patchouli oil and sort of this whole sort of stereotypical look going on of like, oh, I'm the ideal massage therapist. It
What's
can,
the stereotypical look?
what's that?
What's the stereotypical look?
I think I'm envisioning the typical or stereotypical Colorado massage therapist that maybe has like, you know, sort of a party look going on, dreadlocks in the hair, essential oils, just sort of ready to do energy work, ready to do sort of things that I don't even necessarily consider to be massage therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what other specifics do you have in mind when like what do you suggest for new hires to do
Yeah,
when you
having an
go for an
idea
interview?
of having a real good idea of how often they would like to work. Do they want to work full time? Do they want to work part time? What are
Hmm.
their goals? One of the questions I also ask people I'm interviewing is, you know, if you were to go out and start a business tomorrow, what are the three values that you would use to inform that process? And I'm
Oh,
always
okay.
interested in what sort of road that leads us down in terms of, you know, are they in alignment with the direction that we're headed and what are their values? And it's okay if those don't match up. It just gives us an idea of if they're a good fit. So
Mhm.
I think as massage therapists, it's important to get a good feel personally for what path you want to take instead of just sort of applying for 1,000 jobs and not really knowing sort of what your intention is, or what demographics of people you'd like to work with, or, you know, would you be better in a medical sort of setting versus a spa setting, and those type of questions. That I think it's real important to kind of go down a path of self inquiry before you just, you know, kind of go
Hmm.
to job interviews.
Okay. And can you give an example of what someone with a focused and more specific uh, that vision in their mind of what they kind of what kind of work they want? Can you give an example of that?
So meaning like, what might they come in with if they are wanting to be in more of a spa situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so someone that's ready and willing to work in a team environment. So they want to be surrounded by other coworkers. They're open to feedback from those coworkers and creating a culture, you know, where people work together.
Hmm.
I do often experience as well, you know, people coming in who maybe might be more suited for private practice, or if they're, you know, just folks who, you know, maybe they don't necessarily want to do some of the more fluffy kind of treatments, the more relaxation oriented treatments. I think if you're going to work in a spa, you do need to be prepared to offer that 60 and 90-minute Swedish, you know, relaxation massage, which, you know, as we're learning, that relaxation piece is actually really crucial
Hmm.
to supporting the nervous system and, you know, hopefully relieving pain as well.
Yeah. So to look for the next question though, I get this a lot, even when I was back in massage school,
Mm-hmm.
and I still get a few of these through the next 4.5 years. And so why is that some massage therapists do you um, think that giving a relaxation with a massage is not enough?
Yeah, my experience is that for many students and even, you know, tenured therapists, giving a relaxation massage is almost like frowned upon. It's like, no, I want to do therapy. I want to really, you know, I want to work with people who have issues, and so they sort of poo poo relaxation or Swedish massage as though it's not actually therapeutically beneficial.
Hmm.
And I, you know, I couldn't. I think that that's, you know, I consider that to be the complete opposite. I think that relaxation is one of the most beneficial pieces of massage that we can offer anyone.
Hmm. From what we know so far, you've read about paper, some of the paper regarding the strongest evidence that massage therapy has is to alleviate some of the symptoms of depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that type of service also kind of contributes to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, just in the last year or so, we've been really talking about this a lot as a staff, and we did a little bit of education with Chris Moyer talking about, the research that we do have about massage tells us exactly that, that it may actually be quite beneficial for mental health and those with depression, anxiety, and just ongoing revolving mental health issues. So to sort of frown upon that or pretend like that isn't a really big part of what we're doing, I think is to do a disservice to really everyone that we encounter.
Mm-hmm. How was that event with Moria that month?
What's that?
Like 3 months ago? How was that?
The class with Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a few months ago. It was good. It was good. We realized we wished we had had more time, and we're going to schedule a follow-up call as well. But there's just, I think in general, so much that Massage World could wake up to in the mental health piece with regards to helping people in that arena. Not necessarily as talk therapy, but using massage as an adjunct tool to help people that are experiencing anxiety and depression, which is, really common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's one more thing going on here. I was kind of taking my head here.
Yeah.
How do you think in your neck of the woods that you can reach out to have more practitioners getting a more of a science-based practice or mentality?
Yeah, right now I feel like the best thing that I can do is try to educate my staff, and they're a great group of people that are very open-minded, and so the biggest impact I can have is with them, and then they can take that information to their clients and better educate them, and hopefully those clients can go out and sort of have that better experience whenever they go to have a massage and have a better idea of like, ooh, what is it that I'm looking for? But also in terms of educating sort of therapists at large in Colorado, lately we've sort of hit and I think you may have sort of been privy to this conversation if you're in the other massage therapy group, but we discussed that right now in Colorado, you can actually teach a standalone course. Unfortunately, DORA has made it kind of impossible to organize that as of now. But my pal Alfred Westlake is working on petitioning legislation that will help move that process forward. But I'm very interested in that. I would love to, bring large groups of therapists together and expose them to some of this material and sort of cause, rampant evolution. But right now, the way the law stands in our state, it's kind of hard to do that.
And actually, have you met Alfred in person?
I haven't. No, we've spoken on the phone, and we've engaged on Facebook, but we haven't met in person yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet that guy. Actually, he's got some interesting ideas in his head.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And
Alfred, if you're watching this, we're not going to talk about your hair. we love you, man. All right. So, how do you think we can actually for listeners out there? Catie has already contributed a couple of articles with our issue the last year, and also the upcoming issue as well. And the upcoming issue looks at how to apply or what we can do with the biopsychosocial model of health and apply that in a spa setting, if that's what you're working at. And it seems like there's like a little gap between both worlds. And over the years, in my own experience, that I'm able to at least apply some of that knowledge with most of my clients. And what I found out is that I actually do less, not more, when it comes to applying the BPS model to what I do. It's a little hard to explain, a little too long right now, but let's get back to you first. How do you think the BPS model can help the business in your business?
Well, exactly what you just said, and one of my staff members a while back said something similar. She said, you know, since we changed things up and started doing things differently, I feel so much lighter. Like I don't have this heady responsibility to take on people's pain and quote unquote fix it. And so it was a relief to her, and almost, you know, sort of a reduction in liability, because, you know, the power is given back to the client to really direct, you know, where the session is going to go and what their needs are. And really, I'd say the biggest piece of it is just listening more and talking less, you know, and just and really letting that unfold for the guest, instead of, you know, telling them, well, this is what's going to work for you and this is what I'm going to do, and you know what I mean.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah. So, you know, even just changing the way we talk about massage is really powerful. So recently, something that we did at our facility was just, you know, change the names of our styles specifically. So previously we could use that word deep tissue, and then we also use the word treatment. Um, and you know, those words mean a lot of different things to different people. So we got away from those terms, and now it's relaxation, custom, or focus, instead of these other terms that can just sort of lead, especially the word deep tissue. Like that's just, oof, that's a loaded term. You know,
Mm-hmm.
some clients think if they book a deep tissue that they're just going to have the, you know, the ever loving beat out of their back and they're going to feel so much better afterwards. And other people think of it as something totally different. So we decided to just kind of squash that term altogether and use the word custom, so that the client knows, like, oh, this really is completely about what I want, not, you
Okay.
know, not a certain set of protocols that
Yeah.
sort of dispose.
Well, that's a pretty novel. To me, that's a pretty novel approach to how you market your
Mm-hmm.
services, rather than a menu of what people are going to get. You give them a customized idea, kind of like those pizza places coming out. I see in San Diego that is a customized pizza. You
Nice.
go in, you don't have a menu exactly, but you get to pick all the ingredients,
Yep.
make your own pizza. Add as many pineapples as you want.
Uh-huh.
You know who I'm talking about. So yeah,
I just had a pineapple pizza over the weekend, and I was going to send you.
that's nice. That's nice. Mark
So yeah,
Cargella, Mark Cargella.
customization is important, and
Yes.
I think that clients, especially when they're paying, you know, out of pocket for a service like this, they really, the more customization the better.
Mhm.
And the more we can kind of just really stand back and let them have their experience, and be more of a facilitator more than a, I'm going to do this to you and fix you. It's better for everyone involved.
Hmm. That's I feel like see more of that out there. It's
Yeah.
quite the opposite of what I was taught. Wow.
Yeah. Especially in most spa environments, it's a pretty, like, you know, you get on their website and it's a pretty lengthy menu,
Hmm.
of really, you know, specific services that are good for these sorts of issues. And you know, the more we learn about body work in general, it seems like ultimately whenever we touch someone, you know, we're engaging with their nervous system. So if we can change our thought process, I think we could take a lot of the complication out of spa menus,
Oh
and
yeah.
simplify things, but still, you know, be very lucrative and offer a great service.
Hmm. Well, that's quite an interesting topic there. We could probably delve into more of that in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
got some ideas in my head already. As for my mention about our mutual friend Mark Cagella earlier,
Hmm.
he did troll me about doing a um, fun, like a what, fun, fund me? Oh, GoFundMe.
Oh,
GoFundMe,
GoFundMe.
a GoFundMe uh, charity, sending me all the pineapple, a lifetime supply of pineapple pizza. So thank you. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So anything you want to add? Anything you want to add? By the way, it's been a year since I last saw you. Exactly a year ago, I was at Fort Collins.
Was it that? Was it exactly a year ago today?
Yeah, my Facebook memories show me that I was in Fort Collins.
Oh my gosh.
I hung out with Heather and her son, and
Yeah.
she and took me around some dairy farm, Noosa yogurt.
Yes. Yeah.
That place smelled like manure,
Yeah.
fresh roasted manure.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I'm looking for in Colorado.
Well, you'll have to
Yeah,
come back at some point.
I will. I like the small town feel of Fort Collins.
You'll have to come back and come to the center. We're going to be doing some construction and some improvements. So whenever you
Hmm.
come visit, we'll be done at that point, and you can
Oh,
kind of
good.
see everything that was done and maybe get a massage while you're in town.
Yeah, totally. If you guys are around. And again, tell us where people can follow you or follow your
Yeah,
antics.
so you can follow my personal page, but probably better to go over to Evolve Massage Therapy if you're wanting to be kept up to date on ongoing events and things that I'm trying to coordinate. For that, you can also go to Amara Massage Therapy and Wellness, that Facebook page. That's for the studio specifically if you want to learn more about our services and what we do. And then we also have a group for Evolve Massage Therapy if you're wanting to get more involved in terms of bringing topics to this conversation.
Cool. Okay, so that's about it for right now. We covered a lot of good stuff in here. I might come back and just digest a few of the words about the hiring process and everything else that you mentioned.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, Katie. Well, thank you so much for
All right.
your insight and your wisdom. And
Yeah.
hopefully, I'll see you around pretty soon.
Sounds
You
good.
could be at the San Diego Paint
I
Summit.
appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
I said I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and to be in the
Awesome.
magazine. It's been great.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks
And
for everything you
one more
do.
question. Are you going to be at the San Diego Paint Summit?
I am. Yay!
Okay, so I'll see you in 2 months.
I get to go to the San Diego Paint Summit this year, and I'm so excited. I get to hang out with you. I get to see Julie. I get to see Tanya and some other
Yeah,
heroes
our,
of mine, and I
New
can't
York
wait.
buddies.
I'm so excited.
Awesome. Well, we'll treat you to the best Mexican food we have here,
Oh, I can't wait.
and we'll see you from that.
Okay,
All right.
take care, Nick.
I'll
All
see you,
right.
Katie. Take care. Bye.